Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pigboy25 here, and today I am bringing you another park battle. My goodness, it's been so long since we've done one of these. My last one was in June, which was Cedar Point versus Kings Island. June of 2016. 10 months. It's April. It's April 7th of 2017. It's ridiculous. Or is it the 6th? No, it's the 6th. I don't know. It's been so long since I've done a park battle. I haven't found a good matchup for my August park, but I haven't actually been trying. That's probably what's been happening. But anyway, I'm back with another great park battle. This is another one that is pretty freaking close. It is Six Flags Great America, my home park, with a 2-2 record coming into this, losing to Hershey Park and Kings Island, but beating Six Flags over Georgia, and something else. Losing to Hershey Park and Kings Island, but beating Six Flags over Georgia, and beating Six Flags Fiesta Texas. That's who it's beaten. And Carowinds is a new entry. I visited Carowinds of August of 2016. I formulated my thoughts on it. I had a good battle here. A lot of close matchups. It's not going to be a clean sweep for one park. We'll see how this goes. As always, I always start with the inverts. That's just the rule of this series for me. I always go with the inverts. We have a Batman the Ride clone. Sure, the first one, opening in 1992, but honestly, Afterburn is probably one of the top 5 coasters, or top 5 inverts in the United States. And Batman is probably, it's like the base invert. It really is nothing. It's just, yeah. So, Afterburn gives 2 points for Carowinds, and Carowinds takes an early 2-0 lead. Twister Wooden Coasters. These are both, this is actually a really tough matchup. I personally prefer Hurler. They have better trains, and it is smoother. But the problem with Hurler is that it's completely forceless. It provides no airtime, no forces, while Viper is actually got some pretty relentless airtime. It's not like completely popping out of your seat, but the airtime and forces are actually not bad there. And Viper does have some statistical advantages. So, I mean, if it was like 2 years ago, I would have hands down given this to Viper. But I still go and go Viper because I'm speaking for the majority rather than myself. If I was speaking for myself, a lot of things would be different. But I'm speaking for the majority, and I'm going to give this one to Viper, giving Great America its first point. Now, Wooden Kitty Coasters, this one really is nothing much. This merely just comes down to size. And Woodstock Express is indeed the larger coaster. It's faster. It's just everything. And it's newer. It's got so many stats in its advantage. You got to give it to Woodstock Express. Even if it really just comes down to stats for the kitty coasters. And you're going to see a second category like this, just not yet. A few more rounds. Next round, Arrow Loopers. This is actually a relatively difficult one for me to do, because both of these coasters rank low in their park's respective countdowns. And if you take that out of the thing, if you just look at these two in the same picture, and only those two, you actually got a really nice fight. Demon is older. It was originally, most of the track was done in 1976, when it opened its turn of the century, but technically both of their currently existing forms, minus occasional repaints or stuff like that, opened in 1980. Demon has better theming, and it's older. I mean, theming is really the reason why Demon attracts people. It's really the only moderate looping coaster in Great America, and it's got some great theming. It's got the rock structures and tunnels and stuff down to an art form. But I personally believe that Carolina Cyclone has more categories in its favor. Better layout, slightly smoother, more aerodynamic trains, and no mid-course brake run. Demon has a mid-course brake run that kills your speed. You just keep on going with Carolina Cyclone. And honestly, they also have an extra double helix in the back, while Great America really just has a 720 rightward banking turn in order to reach the brake run. I think Carolina Cyclone is overall the better ride. I think having just better ride experience is better than just having some good theming and some retro. Because Demon opened in the same year as the revolution of inversions. Revolution of Magic Mountain, Corkscrew at Cedar Point. It was when inverted coasters from Arrow and Schwarzkopf started spreading across the field like wildfire. Turn of the century opened with a double corkscrew in 1976. But not history aside, we got Turn of the Century in another video. Forget which one. Carowinds is going to take home another point, making the score 1 to 3.5. Now, Great America will take a point right back just with the Wild Mice category. Their Wild Mice is newer, operating a whole 6 years younger than Ricochet, and the theming is a very nice touch. Otherwise, everything else is identical. And I do personally believe that with the newer age, I think Dark Knight has better transitions. Like, it isn't as jerky, and I think it's a bit more well-crafted. But other than that, and the theming's just a nice thing. I personally dislike the theming, but I gotta speak for the masses here. Again, if it was my personal thing, I would immediately put Ricochet over Dark Knight, but I have to speak for the masses. So Dark Knight, it has more to offer, and it's got just a smoother experience. I will say for myself as well, Dark Knight's going to take this for Great America, giving up a point, bringing it back to ever so slightly. And Steel Kitty Coasters, like I said, we're going to have another Kitty Coaster. This will be the last Kitty Coaster category, promise. Space Loose Sprocket Rockets versus Lucy's Krabby Patty. Now, this is not necessarily a fight for the ages, but just Spaces will take this one just purely all stats. I mean, look at the stats. They both opened in the same year, but if you just merely look at one to the other, you got, it's almost double the height. It's probably more than double the, why did I put feet? It's miles per hour on the speed. Maybe. It's like a good 1.5 times the speed or something. It's generally, it's got more length. I couldn't even find a reliable stat for length. So I just put short, and really, it's just, this thing is superior. And, I mean, I don't waste my time with Kitty Coasters, but I'm just going to say, just purely all stats, Space Lease takes the half point for Great America, bringing it within 1. And Flying Coasters, Great America is going to take the lead right back. Superman absolutely decimates Nighthawk to the scrapyard, because words cannot begin to describe the atrocious experience Nighthawk provides. Nighthawk might have the height, and it might have a little, just the length is about the same. It has more inversions, but let me just tell you, Superman knocks this thing out of the park. Because Nighthawk, it may look promising, and you may think it'd be like, oh, it's like Firehawk or Batwing, or yeah, that's Batwing. It really sucks though. It's the prototype SLC that was relocated from California's Great America in 2004, and it's really bad. It's just, I'm gonna say it's just really bad. Talking about this thing just gives me a headache. It's just a rattle trap. It's awful. Well, Ultimate Flight, nice base B&M flying model, and B&M flying models are pretty much superior to Vekoma Flying Dutchman, especially when it comes to this versus Nighthawk. It's no competition whatsoever. Terrain Family Coasters, we're going to have Great America extend their lead because a classic Ace-honored Schwarzkopf Extended Jet Racer, whatever that model, or Speed Racer, whatever the model is, literally lasted in the country or something like that, just always beats a generic mine train. And Wizard does everything the Gold Rusher does, but in a better and more comfortable way. Terrain through the trees, and bank turns, and ups and downs, and helixes. I don't even think Carolina Gold Rusher gets any height, except with the exception of lift hills. This thing can propel itself back up to a certain height level. Like, Wizard's overall the better family coaster, and who doesn't love Wizard? It's classic. I just want to call it above average just because it's so rare and so likable. Because you can't go wrong with Schwarzkopf. Rest in peace to them. They've been gone probably for a good freaking 15 years at this point. So yeah, moving on, and we're going to have our final comparable category, the hypercoasters. Intimidator is far superior. Simple as that. As much as I love Raging Bull, as much as I'm one of the stingiest Raging Bull fans out there, I will admit, Intimidator does beat Raging Bull. Because the thing after the ride, I mean, the drop, I personally prefer Raging Bull. The drop is more aggressive on Raging Bull, because of the pre-drop already giving you some momentum. But everything after that, Intimidator is a lot better. Intimidator has the stats in its favor. It's a whole 11 years younger. It's just overall better, and the layout's better as well. Like, the most common complaint I hear about Raging Bull is that the layout really does not favor the forces. It's more just for fun. I always back it up with the fact that Raging Bull is literally all we got within 6 hours of here. We got a Morgan at Valley Fair. We got Magnum at Cedar Point. We got technically Mr. Freeze at St. Louis, and then Diamondback is the nearest good hyper to us. We really got nothing except Raging Bull up for good hypers. So, enough of my argument. I could probably make a big case when I eventually post the Raging Bull review. Don't know when I'm going to do it, but I hope to get to it eventually. And I'm just going to say, Carowinds brought everything back. 3 points for them with Intimidator, their second best ride at the park, and their star hypercoaster. And here, Six Flags Great America has 5 extra coasters as of the 2017 season. Keep in mind, Joker is not yet open. Track work is completed. Electricals might be completed, but they're still working on landscaping, queue, and theming. Because they got to theme like the station and some of the queue and all that. But the queue and landscaping is the big ones they have to still work on with the Joker. It will be opening come Memorial Day weekend, assuming there's no major mechanical issues. But that's going to be worth 1 point. It's just measly at the end. Then you have Goliath, RMC, 3 points. Great ride. American Eagle would be 2 points if they actually fix stuff on it, like retrack it. But for now, due to its roughness, it's 1 point. V2, 2 points. Launch Coaster, Impulse, our high tier attraction, and then X-Flight B&M Wing Coaster, 2 points. Another high tier attraction at the park. Somewhere like the range between Batman, Superman, V2, and X-Flight can be anywhere from positions 3 to 6 in a park without judgment. So yeah, that's basically it so far. And then Carowinds has 4 extra rides. Fury, which is actually a universally agreed upon world-class coaster. You can't go wrong in Fury, and people will flock from different continents to ride this thing. And let me just it's my current favorite coaster, and that means something. So I'm going to give it 4 points, just because I don't think Intimidator should be worth as much as Fury, because Fury goes above and beyond. Vortex, 1 point, it's a stand-up coaster. Flying Cobra is a boomerang, 1 point. Flying Ace Aerial Chase, a kiddie coaster, half point. And that brings the score after the coaster round to 14.5 to 13 in favor of Six Flags Great America. Now we're going to move on to Thrilling Flats. Drop Towers. We have Giant Drop at Great America standing at 227 feet from Intamin versus a far inferior drop tower, Scream Zone at Carowinds at 160 feet. Giant Drop will take the 1 point purely off height. I did change it from 1 point to 1.5. So I do believe a drop tower is just as valuable as, say, a moderate looper or a rough wooden coaster. Like a drop tower should not be worth more than those. So I nerfed it to 1 point, just like the other flat rides. That is one of the few small changes I made to the scoring system, but really it doesn't make much of a difference. Great America will take the point and lengthen their lead. Shooting Dark Rides easily for Justice League. I was even contemplating if this was even a category. Honestly, like, this thing, Boo Blaster sucks. I'm going to tell you that. The targets don't respond to each other. The theming is cheesy, albeit the lights are pretty nice in the darkness. It's like, honestly, it's not a good ride. Justice League is actually a good ride, and I would ride it every time I'm there. I'm just going to say that. I would ride Justice League every time I'm there. It's an easy bet. Now that I think about it, I don't think that's the Justice League Great America. Whoops. Yeah, might be. So, yeah, Justice League will easily take the point for Great America, and we'll have the extra flat rides at this point. Carowinds does have one flat ride over, or one thrilling flat over Great America with the addition of Electrospin, a Mondial Top Scan. They also have Windseeker and Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, which will give them 3 points, and Great America has Revolution and King Chaos, which will give them 2 points. So Great America, at the end of the flat ride round, it has a lead of 2.5 points, 18.5 to 6. Or 16, might be. Now, the family rides. This category is a jackpot, because I firmly believe that having a good arrangement of family rides is more valuable than having a world-class coaster. You're not appealing to just coaster enthusiasts. As much as coaster enthusiasts like to think that they're the center of all attention and that they should put in a coaster every year for them, no, they got to balance it out for the general public and the families. And having a good variety of family rides is more important than having, say, a B&M Hyper in your lineup. Parks can be quaint, but have a nice lineup for families, making them enjoyable for all ages. And heck, I would even indulge in some shameless flat rides. Go to Santa's Village in like 10 minutes from me. And I ended up riding their Troika a good 5 times. I haven't done that, but when Super Cyclone opens, I would do that. I would ride their Troika 5 times, no matter how bad its color scheme is. So yeah, Great America gets the jackpot, 23.5 to 16. It's honestly, this category is broken, but hey, if you have a good amount of family rides, it's really good to have a good amount of family rides. Carowinds, my complaint with it, they have like probably 12 to 15 of their their kiddie for family rides in Camp Snoopy. Other than that, they got like the 3 or 4 new flat rides: Do-Si-Do, Rock and Roller, and their Whirligig, their Zero Whirligig or Zero Wave Swinger. They also got a Scrambler, and they also got an Enterprise outside of that. But everything else is really in Camp Snoopy or Planet Snoopy. Can't remember which one it is. It's honestly ridiculous how they don't have a lot of flat rides spread about. Most of them are in one area, which is nice. But Great America, they got flat rides. Flat rides outnumber roller coasters in every section. They got all sorts of things: water rides, spinning rides, circular rides, paper rides, even though I don't count those in this category. Great America's got flat rides all over the place, such as this one, Ricochet, which is a Huss Big Top. And it's really kind of rare, and it's located in Southwest Territory, alongside a pirate ship and some teacups, and Justice League, and Raging Bull, and Viper, and they have that in every section. They have a good array of flat rides in every section. Great America just does a way better job with these flat rides. Not to mention they do still have 2 areas where they crowd some kiddie rides. Camp Cartoon and Kidsopolis. But they're only like probably 5 to 7 apiece. So, prices. This is where I start ditching pictures. Everything is cheaper at Carowinds. One day, online regular pass, online premium pass, everything is cheaper. So Carowinds will get 2 points for this. Appearance, everything has to look presentable. Cedar Fair parks generally look prettier than Six Flags parks, and no exception to Carowinds. This Great America, it does look presentable, but it doesn't go above and beyond. Carowinds, I think it's full of Carolina charm. I might just be dissing my own home park for this, but I'll just tell you, the outcome doesn't matter, because we're on our final category, and it's worth 2 points, so Carowinds can't catch up, but they will take the 2 points for operations. But let me just shout out the crew at Fury 325. They're booking it all the time. They're working their tails off. It's just, they work so fast. They sometimes even dispatch another train before the first one gets up the lift hill. It's ridiculous. And they run like 3 trains. I remember I had to witness a train being decommissioned due to a restraint issue. Someone decided the restraint wouldn't lock down on to its full range. But yeah, I gotta give props to the Fury 325 crew, and I have to give shoutouts to trying to make Nighthawk as efficient as possible when really it's 24 spots of cluster. Because literally, Vekoma Flying Dutchmen are awful with their operations. It's heart-tearingly sad. Came up with that. So, at this point, you know the score, you know the winner. It's Six Flags Great America. You have knocked out Carowinds and moved up to a record of 3-2 on my park battle history. And Carowinds, in its first battle, takes the L. I got some reasons here if you want some. Mostly, the win is based off of Great America being a more well-rounded park. They got more flats, a more consistent lineup that is spread across more rankings than coaster enthusiast positions. What I mean by that, I already went to the flat rides thing at the flat ride slide. Carowinds really only has 3 things to live by. Carowinds' top 3 may be world class, with Afterburn, Intimidator, and Fury, but the rest is more or less trash. I think Vortex is my number 4 coaster at the park, and it's ranked like 60th out of 100. It's in the bottom half. Everything else is in the bottom half. And Great America, the top 6 coasters and close to the top 7 are in my top half. They have a more well-rounded ride. Not to mention, they do have some trash there, but honestly, they're very well-rounded, and they don't have a lot of gaps in their lineup. They just have a more well-rounded cast of freaking coasters and family-friendly attractions. I honestly think coaster enthusiasts flock more to Carowinds for Fury and Intimidator, rather than flock to Great America for Goliath and Raging Bull, because Fury and Intimidator sounds a hell of a lot better to any coaster enthusiast. But honestly, I think Six Flags Great America is a better park for families for sure, and just a better park for everyone overall. And let me just say, both of these parks are rather exclusive to the region. Carowinds is really the only park in the Carolinas, and Great America is really the only major theme park, or the only major theme park in Illinois. Otherwise, you have to go to Wisconsin Dells for a small one, Minneapolis for a smaller one. At least you have Cedar Point within a reasonable distance. So that's really your next big park. If you're gonna go outside of Great America and you want a big park, take out Cedar Point. But that's a video for another day. Advice for Six Flags Great America natives. If you want me to do that, then comment down below. I got some tips out of like freaking. I think this is like freaking 9 years of going there or something. I think like 2000. I think I went like 2007, 2008. That was my first year. And went to Hurricane Harbor, and just that's it. Because I believe the first year I went there, Deja Vu was still there. I know that for sure because I had a map. I lost it, but I had a map, and Deja Vu was still there when I found it last year. Don't know where it went off to, but something tells me it's either 2007 or 2008. So I'm just going to say 9 years and go with the latter. So I got some good information. Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed the park battle, if you're satisfied with the result, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I love your comments. I mean, I might not be on the ball consistently with responding to them as of late, because I still have a busy schedule to work around, finishing up sophomore year of high school, work schedules, working more often. I got some more experience in my section, my division, or my segregation of labor, whatever you want to call it. I got a busy schedule around my hands. The on-season's coming across shortly, so I'm already making some plans to be at Great America on Good Friday, because we do have a bonus weekend, and Saturday's going to be too crowded, so me and a couple friends are going Good Friday, so that will be great. And it's going from 10:30 to 6, so let's hope I can finally get some adrenaline back through me. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, honestly, I really hope you enjoy this. I hope you have a great insert unit of time here day, or insert unit of time here, because I can't tell you what you want, what I can wish for you. I cannot wish for you. You wish for yourself, because you're self-sufficient. I believe in you. And as always, guys, I want to wish you guys